In the previous tutorial, we discussed the states of matter, its different states, and lastly, solid and its properties. We'll put our information on the properties of solid. All we have left are the properties of liquid and gas. Now let's move on to liquid. Now, imagine those same individuals letting go of each other's hands and moving around. This is because they have a weak bond. These are the properties of a liquid. Liquids have a fixed volume but not a fixed shape and size. Liquids are more compressible than solids and less compressible than gases. Liquids tend to flow. It has moderate intermolecular forces, space, and kinetic energy. Water is an example of a liquid. I'll explain the first property, which is liquids have a fixed volume but not a fixed shape and size. If we pour water into a glass and juice into a jug, as they both are liquids, we will observe that both the liquids fit into each of the different types of container. This means that it has no fixed shape, size, and volume. The second property explains that we cannot compress the solid because its particles are tightly packed. The third property explains that when we pour down the liquid from the container, the liquid can flow. This tells us that liquid is a fluid. I will explain the last property soon. We have now put the properties of liquid in our property table. All that is left are the gas properties. Congrats! We are starting the last topic, which is the state of gas. Remember these people? They have now started partying. This means that they are now disunited from each other. These are the properties of gas. They are easy to compress. They expand to fill their containers. They occupy far more space than the liquids or solids from which they form. We are now going to discuss the first property, which is that gas is easy to compress. When we press an empty bottle, it would be easy to crush it. When we explain the second property, it tells us that every container is filled with gas because gas particles are everywhere. As I told you, the gas particles are free and are everywhere, so occupy more space. This is an additional property. We are now able to put our information on the gas properties in our property table. I will explain the topics later in the next video. Share it with your friends and family so that they may also get such information. Subscribe and hit the bell icon.